Morning. Guess I will get started here in just a second. I think I'm waiting for a couple more people. We'll start at 37. So, did you guys have a good weekend? Did you do anything fun? Any thoughts out
I
there?
went to my friend's birthday.
Oh, yeah? Where was
You
it?
might
And
know him. Owen.
where?
Owen Lewis.
Okay. Was it in Penfield?
Yeah.
Did you guys do anything fun? Did you go anywhere or just kind of hang out?
No, it's just a couple people hung out. Cameron was there. I
You hang
thought
out with Cameron? Oh boy, we're gonna have to talk, Landon. See, Cameron's not even awake to.
Yeah, he's probably sleeping right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Nah,
bet.
I'm awake, man.
Oh, sure you are. Uh-huh. All right, guys. I'll give you the 411. I'm gonna do the warm up. Then I want to present our ads of those people that completed. Um, Once we get done with that, I have a little section of notes for the remaining part of food influence unit. And then I'm gonna assign a project that's due next week on Wednesday. So on Friday, we'll have some time to work on it. We'll work a little bit on it today. And your test is looking like it's going to kind of land on February 17th. So just kind of plan that for it, for that time. As long as we can get all the presentations done and things like that, then that test date won't move, but it depends on the presentations. And remember, you guys are virtual, so all we'll hear is your voice. So you kind of have an advantage over those in school that have to actually be seen per se. So stick around, don't leave early. There's been a couple of you that's been cashing out a little too early. And so stick around and we will complete at the normal time. So I'm going to go right into the warm up and you guys can start on that. And then we'll get going with everything else we got to do today. And my screen is going to share in just a moment. Oh, you know why? Because I'm on camera. It does not like me on camera for some reason. And remember, you guys have two because I only see you twice a week and I see the other kids 3 times. So you will actually have 2 warm-ups to do today. So here's the first one coming at you. Do the end question only, complete sentences, please. guys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. There's the next one. Remember, just do the end question. Give you about 20 more seconds and then we're going to move on. So. Hi, Ian. Ooh. Okay, well, that was creepy. All right, so I'm gonna go to our ads, and then if you have yours done, if you could just kind of run through it and tell us, your slogan, your logo, jingle, and the 2 methods of advertising that you did. Okay. So I got Cameron, you're right here. See if I can make this bigger. You awake there, bud?
Yeah.
Okay. So just kind of run us through or just tell me what slide you want to start with.
We could start with the second slide.
Okay, there we go.
So like I just like.
Yeah, just tell them this kind of like what your slogan is, your logo, and all that. Just tell us a little bit about it.
All right. My slogan is the best energizing drink. My logo. I think my logo is actually pretty cool. Powerful punch. Yeah, I made that actually. I think sound pretty cool. Methods of the ad. I put Steph Curry on it. He's a really good athlete. So when people look at it and see him on there, they're gonna want to get it. And the jingle is when you feeling tired or like you need a boost, drink Gatorade for that powerful punch you need. I try to put my I don't know, that line in there again, powerful punch, because I liked it.
That's good. And then your beverage is here, right?
Yeah.
And there's your guy at the bottom there.
All
right, thank you, sir. See how easy that was? Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see if I can get to another one. Landon, you're up.
Okay. I made some Supreme gum,
Yeah, I thought that was a good idea. Now, which one do you want me to start on as far as your slides go?
Just you can go on the bottom one. We'll show the gum after.
Okay.
So my slogan was BGA, best gum around. My logo was Supreme Gum. My method of my ads, one of them were celebrity. I put the famous basketball player Shaq's face on it. Then I did looking good. I tried to make it pop out, but put Shaq face in the corner and really put the red Supreme. And then, oh no, my jingle.
Was it to a specific song?
No, not really. I was just kind of like just making it up.
All right, so read it through for us, will you?
I'm gonna rap it.
Okay. Oh God, I love it. Go.
Okay. I got gum on my mouth every day, chewing on my gum, blowing bubbles with my gum. My gum is the best gum around.
Okay, like
I don't
it.
really got bars, but it's okay.
I like it. I like your tenacity to do your rap in there. And the gum was a good idea. No one else picked gum, so I would have to say that that's uniquely you.
I'm a unique person, eh?
I guess so. All right, so I'll just kind of breeze through and see if there's anyone else that is here that completed it. So let's see. Yeah. I think that might be it. So if you did finish it and I'm just breezing over yours, let me know. But Ella, are you ready to present yours? Ella?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Awesome. Let me go pull that up for you.
I don't think I have the slogan or the jingle, but I have everything else, I think.
Yep. All right, then just let's present on that. That's fine.
So I just sort of did, the title is Rolly. It's just really just for the pineapple and raspberry. I don't have anything catchy though, which sort of sucks. I tried really hard.
I like the name though. Rolly's kind of a cute, fruit roll-ups, it would have been cool if they were called Rollies. That would have been a neat little name.
Yeah.
And you could have probably come up with a really cool jingle with a Rolly. Isn't there a song that kind of starts similar? Like, I don't know. I'm old, so maybe I'm thinking of something else. Go ahead, sorry.
Can you go to the second slide, please?
Yeah, I sure can.
I just put, I bet you're not as cool as Ellie. She a whole lot cooler. Ayo, pass me that Rolly. I don't know.
Isn't there a song that's like Rolly, Rolly, Rolly or something like that?
Yeah.
That would have been, you could have used something like that for your jingle. I'm just saying. You can still do the jingle for 5 points if you want.
No.
But that's up to you. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you.
Yep.
Yours was a unique idea too. We just had it just a little further, but still good though. All right. So anybody else that I have blown over that is prepared? I don't want to take your day in the sun away from you. So, okay. All right. I'm ready to go into notes. So all the notes I'm going to give you today are on the test. So it's really important that you jot down some information about what I'm presenting to you. I'll give you the information you need to know, like this is what's on your test or this is what I would write down. But you don't have to write stuff word for word. Just, sum it up, put it in your own words is probably going to be the best way for you to learn it. And then once the notes are over, I'm going to, I'm not going to do all the notes. I don't want to bore you too long, but after I decide we're going to end the notes, then I'm going to give you the project. So you guys can get started on that today because it's due next Wednesday. So, all right. So I'm just going to keep with the presentation of my screen and go into the notes. These are just notes on how food influences our choices further, because we've talked about, other things like the advertisement, how that influences food choices and how it gets people to purchase foods. We talked about food taboos, about status foods, culture, ethnic foods. So don't forget that part of the notes because we did that about a week or so ago. And we did a couple worksheets on that as well. So the test is going to kind of sum up everything. It's going to be on that culture piece that we did on those 2 worksheets. And then it's also going to be on advertisement. Like I might ask you, what are 2 forms or what are 2 methods of advertisement? Or I might say, you know, what's important about writing a jingle, because those are information that I provided in slideshows. So just kind of preparing you for what's going to be coming down the pike on the 17th at this point in time. So let's just do a portion of the notes, and you guys take down some information, and then we'll go right into the project, okay? So let's just start off here. The first thing that you're going to have to know is what I mean by geography for how it influences food choices. So I would just write that geography includes climate, soil types, elevation, temperature, and sunlight. And you guys can abbreviate, you know, temperature. I would abbreviate that if I was you. But basically what it's saying is that, you know, the example it gives is like on the coastal regions of the United States, you know, seafood is very plentiful. Okay, so it does determine where you are in the United States and what foods are part of that area. So like, for example, Florida, what do you know as a food in Florida that's not available here in the United States as far as the climate's concerned, or what we can't grow up here? Do you guys have any ideas about that? Have you ever been to Florida? Do you know what they grow down there? Are you alive out there?
I've been in Florida a couple times.
Okay,
I'm
well, what?
alive. I've just never been to Florida.
Oh,
Not
cute.
there
Well,
either.
can you guys think of, like, it's a warm climate, so what do you think grows really well down there? That would
Oranges.
Oranges, right? So that's a perfect example about how geography kind of plays a part in what's available in our region. So, you know, in Michigan, we have the Great Lakes, and so, you know, we have a lot of fresh fish that are available to our consumers. But down in Florida, they have the ocean, so they have a different type of marine life down there that's available. But they also have that warm climate. So oranges are perfectly grown down there, but we can't grow them up here just because of the way that we have the different climate changes. And so we can't provide the type of climate that is necessary for oranges. Okay, we also have modern transportation and food preservation. Cuisines depend less on locally grown food, so we can get oranges in Michigan because of transportations, because of preservatives that are put on foods. So it's not a big issue for us, but, you know, a lot of times if the fruit's not in season and things like that, the price goes up. And so, you know, when they have to ship from Florida up to Michigan, it costs a little bit more. So the food you're buying are going to cost more. And then a staple food is just a food that's widely produced or eaten in that area. So like we talked about staple foods before as being mainstay foods, which is still a good definition. But let's just say in your kitchen right now, what is a food in your kitchen that you always have no matter what? Like you always open the fridge or you always are going to the cupboard. What is always there? No fail. Can you think of something?
Maybe I mean maybe like bananas. I mean, yeah, bananas. I mean, they're not in my fridge, but we always usually have them.
Okay.
Or like
Bananas.
milk.
Milk, yep. Eggs. Those
Oh
are
yeah,
things that
eggs.
are,
Yeah.
always in the fridge, or flour, sugar.
Bread.
Plenty of eggs. We have chicken, so we have plenty of eggs.
Yeah. So those are like what we call mainstay foods, or foods that are highly available in your area, in your kitchen. We call those staples. Like at school, I was saying that I don't really have milk and eggs because they're perishable. And, you know, I need to get them when I need that to use them. But at home, we use them all the time because you know, you have to cook every day, you know, for the food that you want. And so, yeah, that's not a staple food at school, but in my home for sure. So that's kind of, you know, trying to relate staple foods to things that you're familiar with so that when you take the test, you know exactly what I mean by a staple food. So hopefully you'll remember that. Okay, so agriculture, you will have to know what sustainable agriculture is. And basically, that is the responsible use of resources to produce food without damaging the environment. So you're conserving those natural resources like water and fuel and avoid any poisonings. So like, 10 years back, I want to say, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but I think I heard it was like 10 years ago when they had that oil spill in Marshall. You guys probably were like 4 and 5, maybe 6. So you may not have remembered it, but, that killed a lot of the the life in the water, around the water. And so, that was not good. It poisoned our water. So we, as a sustainable agriculture, we need to not damage our environment, because that's going to cut our food supply, and then consumers aren't going to get the staple foods that they so require every single day. So we want to make sure that we sustain our agriculture so that does not happen. Organic farming, you're going to have to know what that is, and some of you probably do, but basically you're not using pesticides or synthetic fertilizers on food. So they can put the label of organic on their foods. It does cost a little bit more for organic because there's a lot more process that goes into it, into providing that fruit or vegetable to be grown in a more organic way. If the commercial types of products that are put out, they're going to use fertilizers and pesticides, and they are just going to clean the produce really well, and then they always usually will ask you to wash them off. But there's some people that don't want that even on their food or being a part of it, and so they will buy organic. Now, because not many people buy that, the price is high. And like I told you, there's a lot more process that goes into providing that for a consumer. So until everybody starts buying organic, the price is still going to remain high. So that's what organic is, and why you pay a little bit more for that. And then if I'm going too fast, Logan or Cameron, just kind of let me know if you could, please.
Okay.
Are you good with this one?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. You don't need to write anything down on this slide. Okay. This is kind of what our project's going to be about. So there are regions in the United States that have certain resources that are produced in their area versus like our area in Michigan versus California or Florida. So like in the South, they're typically known for peach desserts and pecan pie because those are staple foods down there. They're in that region, they grow there. If we're looking at New England or Southeast Canada, we're looking at a cooler climate, and so they're going to be able to have maple trees that produce sap, and that way they can make maple syrup. Then you have your Midwest meals that are more pork and corn type of meals because corn is plentiful out there, and meat. If you're looking at the lakes that surround like Minnesota, central Canada, those are ideal for wild rice. The upper Pacific coast is famous for salmon and berries. Alaska, because it's kind of remote and not inhabited by many people. They're gonna have the game meat because obviously in Chicago they don't have elk and deer and rabbits, and because that's a metropolis. Where if you go to Alaska, it's not inhabited by a ton of people like New York or Chicago, so animals can thrive there. So that's why it's kind of for game meat. And then Hawaii, they actually have an island that produces only pineapple. So pineapple is usually associated with Hawaii just because of that reason. Okay, so what you need to get from this slide is just that our technology has grown over the years, obviously. I mean, I can't, when I was little, we had a stove, a refrigerator, freezer, so I'm not that old. But way back when, they had to cook over an open fire. They, couldn't really control the temperature, so sometimes things got burned or they weren't warm enough. So modern technology has really brought our cooking to a whole new level where, you know, we have microwaves and we have gas stoves and we have electric stoves. We have a campfire if we want. But we don't have to rely on just cooking outside anymore. We have that luxury. And then refrigerator freezers, you know, has made it possible for us to have leftovers to keep perishable foods for long periods of time. You know, back when, further than me, you know, they didn't have those luxuries. And so they would either their food would spoil or they wouldn't be able to keep the food, you know, they'd have to throw it out. So a lot of modern things that have come to be that have really made our food supply and the technology available to us easier for us to prepare things. So just have something about stove, refrigerator, freezer, things that have come to be, you know, helpful and provide for our food choices. Okay, so now we have some new methods of technology, and these are things you're going to need to write down as well. You may have heard of some, but not of others. So our first one is hydroponics, and that's basically where vegetables are grown indoors in a nutrient-rich solution versus soil. So you can kind of see that there in the picture that there's no soil. Basically, the facility is going to control the light, the temperature, and the humidity. So that way they can grow all year round, and they have a plentiful supply. They, you know, they don't have to worry about weather conditions, about high and low temperatures. I mean, everything is controlled. So I was just sharing with the class, the in-person kids, that in Coldwater, where I'm from, they have a tomato facility, and they have their lights on 24/7 because it's a company that produces all year round, all hours of the night. And so you can see like a hue. If you're in town and looking out that way, you can actually see the light hue that is kind of not penetrating, but like, you know, you can see the lights from very far away. That's how bright those lights are. Maybe you've gone by a greenhouse before and you've seen like lights on in there. They're kind of fluorescent-y pinks and things like that. And basically that's like the sunlight. You know, they're providing the sunlight for those plants to thrive and be available all year round. Okay, so that's what hydroponics is. Another one is aquaculture. This one, hopefully you know that aqua sports and things like that are water sports. So when you're looking at this term, always remember that it has to do with fish and shellfish. Basically, it means that they're farmed in enclosed areas of water. So they section off an area of the ocean, they harvest and get the greatest yield of seafood. They also do that in freshwater for fish. So basically, you know, they're feeding the fish what they want the fish to eat. They're waiting for them to grow to a certain size, and then they're able to, you know, pull them and market them, where, you know, fishermen might go into the water and pull fish that are too small but still take them, or things happen in that ecosystem that, you know, may compromise the fish and you're eating it. So this is just a way to control all those variables so that they know that the product you're putting out is safe for the consumer. So aquaculture. Then you have biotechnology. So that's kind of a science that now raises plants with certain qualities. So the plant could be resistant to disease and be more tolerant of severe weather. So they are actually, you know, putting something in their makeup that's going to help with that. So you can have fruits that ripen on the tree without quickly spoiling. You can have crops that have extra vitamins without certain allergens. So they're really doing a lot with plants to make them more sustainable. If you want to put it in a reference term that makes sense to you, you could look at it as our vaccine. So like as a human, we have, you know, we might get sick, but we're given a vaccine, you know, like COVID, to sustain and to prevent disease. And so, you know, I look at biotechnology in a similar example with something I'm more familiar with, which is the COVID and the vaccine and how it kind of relates a little bit. So hopefully that helps you for the test about biotechnology. Bio also, you know, biology. Hopefully you can play on words there. Then we have computers. So farmers use computers to do lots of things. They predict disease from their crops, weather conditions they can predict, and maybe, use less pesticides. If it's going to be a really windy day, they could probably spray and then it would blow onto some other crops instead of wasting their pesticides. They actually have GPS with satellites to guide their farming equipment in the field. So they have a lot of modern technologies that's going to make their farming more efficient, which is going to get food in the stores and on your plate a little bit faster and in a safer way. So, they have a big job to do, and computers just kind of help that along. So, we've come a long way. Okay, so that's where I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to explain your project and give you a chance to kind of get your feet wet on it. And then if you have any questions, then you can bring them to me before we depart, okay? Any questions or any slides I need to go back on? And remember, I am recording this, so I can put the recording on the stream. If you didn't catch some notes, I can do that. But everybody's ready to go?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about your project here. So in Classroom, it's under Regional Project, and there's two things I want you to pay attention to. So this first one right here that I'm kind of circling, this is a website. So if I go to the website and I scroll down right here, it has all the regions that I'm going to ask you to research, okay? And sometimes when you click on them, you can find a little history behind. So here you have the Southwest, and they have like chili peppers, chili recipes, blah, blah, blah. And then when you click on that, usually it gives you a little history. Like right here, it says, this is a famous chili, and then here's history and the recipe. So you may want to click on some of the ones that have history because that's part of the requirement. So if I go over here, this is where you guys have to pick, and I need everybody to choose something different. So once something's gone, I'll let you know, or you'll hear them. But this is the synopsis. Like if you're like, what do I have to do for this presentation? This is it right here. And it's on every slide. So this says, what do Americans eat and why? So you guys need to create a presentation through Google Slides about at least 5 foods or recipes. They could be local specialties that are made with that food, or a beloved dish that's made with that food, but it's specific to the region. And then explain some of the history behind the food and how it's made. So you have the Deep South, which is Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi. You could also do the Far West, which is California, Hawaii, Nevada. Notice that the write-up is still right here. Then you can go and you could do the Great Lakes, which is Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Ohio, Wisconsin. You could do the Mid-Atlantic, and that would be Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C. You could also do the Midwest Plains, and that would be like Colorado, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, Oklahoma. You could also do New England, which is, Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Vermont. There's also the Pacific Northwest, which would be like Alaska, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana. You could also do the Southeast, which is Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia. You could do the Southwest, which is Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Utah. Or you could finally do the South Central, which is Louisiana and Mississippi. Okay, so what I need you to do is to figure out which one you want to do, and then you need to tell me. And then I will make a note of that. But when you figure it out, just unmic or put in the chat, this is what I want to do. And then I'll make a note of it. Don't everyone talk at once now. Or you can go on the website and look to see what information is available, and that might give you more indication of which one you'd like to do. But you got to tell me so I know. Whenever you're ready.
I want the Great Lakes.
Okay, that was Logan. All right, so the Great Lakes are gone. Can't take those.
So we're like picking one
One region.
region, then like 5 out of those states.
You could look at it that way. Some have more than 5, some don't have 5. So, you could do a dish or a food per
Are we
state.
doing all of them, or are we just doing 5 of them?
Well, I look at more as a region. So any dish or food in that region, you need to research 5 foods or recipes from that region.
Okay.
So you could have, 2 foods from Alaska per se, or they're from Alaska, but that's still considered the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. But some people do that. They're like, okay, I'm going to do a dish from Alaska, Idaho, one from Montana, but that's not the requirement. It's just that region, whatever it consists of, you can do. So Ella, I need to know, Cameron, Callie, Logan, or not Logan, but
Can I do the
Okay.
southeast?
Southeast. That's Logan, or that's Landon, right?
Yep.
Okay. Southeast.
Yeah.
Okay. Ella, I'm going to give you New England. I think that was one. Yep, New England.
Can I
All
do
right.
Far West?
Far West. Yes, you can. Cameron and Ian, or I guess Ian keeps popping in and popping out, so
I'm still thinking.
you are allowed to think. It's okay. And then you guys should be opening up a PowerPoint and getting the header on there. So I would probably do like my states, and I'll just, use the example New England and have that as my first slide. So you get started on that, and then be like doing some research to fulfill that you have at least 5 foods or recipes that are local specialties or beloved dishes specific to that region, and then explain some of the history behind the food and how it was made. Another thing I forgot to tell you guys is Friday, I'm going to do a demo on Apple brand muffins, so you'll have that video to do as well.
Is Southwest taken?
No.
All right, bet. Give me that one.
Southwest. Got it. Okay. So do you guys remember when you're going to present on these? Do you remember what I told you? Wednesday next week. So I'm trying to think what that date is. Let me look. Date is next Wednesday is the 10th. So the 10th of February is when we will present. So that means you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday we'll present. So that's 6 days. And I'm going to give you time on Friday after the demo to work on that. So, if you don't have time between now and Friday, you will have an hour of time. Well, not quite an hour, but you'll have some time on Friday to work on it. And then if you are looking at stuff and you got questions, just you guys can email me anytime, or you can unmic now if you have something specific that's just coming up in your head. That's why I'm right here. So, but I would get started on it just to, kind of get going and see if you do have questions. I think that's going to be your best bet.
We're just making a Google slideshow, right?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah. Cameron and Landon, are you guys basketball players?
Sorry, I was walking in my room as I heard what you were saying. I had to get a Chromebook charger.
I said, are you guys basketball players?
Yeah.
Logan, Landon, Cameron. Okay, so that
Landon
means
is.
you guys get to at least see your buddies for a practice, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do they say? I'm curious to know what they say about the in-person. What do they think about it?
A lot of them like it actually.
Oh, good. So they're glad to be back.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah.
Okay, good. I was just curious, what they say to you guys and,
Yeah, they like it.
Okay, good. Good to hear. What do you hear, Landon?
Around the same things. I mean, yeah. No one really told me they hated it, so that's
Well,
good.
that's good news. Are you guys both in the same grade? You and
Yeah.
Cam? Okay.
Yeah.
And you're 10th grade, right? So you're on JV?
Yeah.
Okay. My son plays for Harper on freshman. I just wondered if you guys would ever play each
Okay.
other, but maybe not till varsity, but what was I gonna say? Oh, they only have a freshman team and they're not pulling anybody up, so.
Oh.
But I'll be there. I'll get to maybe see you guys play. Maybe.
I don't even know how the tickets are gonna go. So they're
Yeah.
gonna do one or
I
two.
don't either.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder how many people are able to be there and watch. And I wonder if
Yeah.
people are gonna have to leave after one game. I don't know.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. Or
Yeah.
even if we'll be able to come and see.
Right? Yeah, or even that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
Harper's not too fun to watch anyway, but
Oh, come on.
Yeah, we about to be dunking on them.
So I mean, honestly, that
Are
won't
you
be too
guys
bad.
you guys got a pretty tall team?
Yeah. Dang, my dog barking.
Why is your dog barking?
Man, I don't know. There's some people talking at my neighbors outside or something. My
Oh.
dog barks at everything.
Oh, mine too. I hate it when I'm teaching.
And like you'll look out the window, there's nothing out there. So
Uh-huh. Yep,
I don't know,
exactly.
she's friends with ghosts or something.
Yeah, or when they're sitting like fighting with each other and I'm trying to teach and they're snarling and I'm like, seriously, that's not me.
Right. I only have one dog though at this. Well, I only have one dog at both houses, but so like.
A total of 2 or
Wait, what?
do you have a total of 2 dogs or does the one dog travel between houses?
Oh no, I have a total of 2 dogs, like one at each house.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you do technically have 2, but one at each time.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yes. Okay. Well, let me know if you guys have any questions as you're like, going through that and stuff. And then as soon as I'll let you go at 8:30. So just
Okay.
work for like 10 minutes and get into it just a little bit. And then we'll table it until Friday.
I'll go back.
So I'm searching up like the foods in the Southwest, then, right? Like, what should I search up almost like?
So do you remember me showing you on the Google Classroom, there's like a web page that you can go
Yeah,
to?
I have that open. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So just click on, am I still sharing my screen? I think I am. Let's just look at
You
it.
are.
So let's go. Okay, so you're doing the Southwest, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you go to that and then you look at the top here, it'll tell you that this has some history to it. This one has some history. This has some history. So you're going to have to give me some history behind some of the dishes. So I would definitely click on the ones that provide it because you have to have a little bit of that within. So like here's like a little write-up and then it shows you, oh, here's the history. Do you see it down here, Cam?
Oh, yes, it. Yeah.
So just copy and paste this whole thing. Just read it and pull out the main pieces that are the history piece. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like right
Yeah.
here, it became popular in the early 1900s. And then it talks about 1850, 1870. So those were the pieces I probably would be more interested in. And then you could either put the recipe on there or a picture of the cake, and maybe talk a little bit about it. Depending on like, for example, if this like had oranges in it, let's just say, your history would be, that it's in Florida, it's grown there because of the warm climate. It's been growing there till the beginning of time,
Okay.
so that you're highlighting like the food that is grown in that region or why that food is, there's got to be a reason that food is popular in that region because the foods are made there and they're plentiful. Like they're the staples of that region. That's what I would like you to focus on.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. What the heck? Is that me? That was me. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Oh, that's kind of funny. All right. Little humor from Zebka this morning. Somebody already turned it in. My God, we got some people that are Johnny on the spot. Oh, Miss Kayla Vogel. Wow. Good girl. Do you guys have any questions before I let you out? Are you good to go?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. Okay, so I'll see you guys Friday and we'll do the demo page, finish up some notes, and then we'll have a few minutes to work on our project. So I will see you Friday.
Alrighty, see ya.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye, Kim.
Bye.
Bye, Logan.